I'm joined now by Mark Hyman. He's a professor of sports management at George Washington University. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
You know, we saw basketball's popularity in China move to the next level with Yao Ming. He was a great bridge between these two countries. Could we see something similar with these Chinese baseball players?
I think we can, and I think ultimately it's just a matter of time. There are now 6 players from China playing minor league baseball in the U.S. And just 4 years ago, when we began our documentary film project about baseball in China, there was just one. So a lot of progress has been made, and I think it's just inevitable that there will be a Chinese-born player in the major leagues.
What kind of progress have you seen? What did you find, and what can we expect to see? I mean, you sound very optimistic here. This is just the beginning, but what have you seen over the years?
Well, in 2015, in my role as a professor at George Washington University, I took a group of students to China to observe Major League Baseball's efforts to grow the sport in China. And one of the most impressive and memorable things we saw was MLB's efforts to bring players from around China to facilities they refer to as development centers, where these young people are given free education and they're also trained to become baseball players. And at any given time, there are about 100 to 120 of these young men who have this ambitious dream, this very amazing dream to come to the U.S. and become that first major league player. At that time, there was very little precedent for a player from these academies coming to the U.S. and beginning that dream in the U.S. And as I say, in the last 3 or 4 years, there are now 6 or 7 players on that path. It's important to note that none of these players are on the brink of becoming major league players. They're all playing at a relatively low level in the minor leagues. But you can see that progress, and I think each year, Chinese players are moving closer to that goal of becoming that first big league player.
These guys in the story are so young. I mean, they all are 17, 18, 19 years old. What do you see across the country as far as the talent, the development? Are more and more younger kids getting into baseball?
Yeah, I think that baseball is gaining fandom in China. More people are watching baseball on streaming services. More children are being exposed to baseball in schools. And of course, more players are now coming to the U.S. to pursue that dream of becoming a big league player. We can't overlook the fact that there are enormous challenges for kids in China who want to become professional players. The number of baseball diamonds facilities in China is still relatively small. There are more baseball diamonds in Cleveland, Ohio, a medium-sized U.S. city, than in the entire country of China. There is very little organized youth baseball in China. So in the U.S., where we have children 5 and 6 years old playing catch with their parents, that culture is not yet present in China. So from Major League Baseball's perspective, it's very difficult to scout players and have a sense of who might be a professional player someday, because the players that Major League Baseball is projecting as major leaguers, they're often 10 or 11 years old, which is there's a lot of growth that happens between then.
That is unreal, but some exciting stuff happening for sure. Mark Hyman, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.